Today we have Rose Quartz Dreams from our friends at Hunkydory, and Teresa has done a wonderful job. Can't wait to show you exactly what she's done. Come play with us. Okay, before we get to this beautifulness that Teresa has created, just want to go over what the offer will be. So we're going to have Rose Quartz Dreams. This is the card making topper kit, so that's kind of the basis. Then we've got inserts with 36 sheets of 12 designs. Then we have the foiled acetate, which, as you know, I love, and wait till you see what Teresa did. Then there is a Rose Quartz Dreams 8x8 paper pad with 48 sheets in it, and then there's also the square little book of Rose Quartz Dreams. So all of these are going to coordinate, and at the very end I'll show you something else. So let's get these set aside and get to what Teresa has done, and look at this. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Don't you just love it? And it's easy to do, which I absolutely love that too. So what Teresa has done is she started with our regular cards. You know, they're 5 by 6.5. We do like that a little bit larger size because it gives us, quite frankly, more space to create. And with some of the large Hunkydory pieces, we just find it's a great look. Now, what Teresa has done when she had that card is she took this piece. This is one of the 4 different ones in the engraved acetate. Isn't it just beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Well, you can tell where she laid it right there, but what she put it on is also wonderful. And I have to tell you, Teresa told me she is absolutely loving these. These are diamond sparkle. They are cardstock, and they have this beautiful glimmer to them. And they come in different colors. Silver is what she's used here. So you can see that she cut the size just smaller, slightly smaller than her card, out of that cardstock. And then she also cut the acetate to be the exact same size. Now, before she glued them down, she took this piece of the out of the topper set, and it's this one, as you can tell, and this is this section she used. And I think it's really interesting when you pull it away from the backing that you really see that white area. No doubt that's why Teresa wanted the card to show, so she cut everything a little bit smaller. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this, but right here, so Teresa has the acetate going on top of that die cut right here. So that was important to her. And so what she did is she attached the silver cardstock to her card, and then she punched out this frame and then also this one. But she just elected to glue down that frame first. Now, the silver is, it has a rough edge to it. It's not real smooth. I mean, it's not terribly rigid or wiggly, but it does have a texture to it. So she elected to use the two-sided tape. Now this tape, it's kind of like score tape in that it's got adhesive on both sides. It's not as extra sticky as our extra sticky tape, which is, you know, has the orange liner, which she will use later, but she elected to use that to attach that frame first. Then she put the acetate down, and she did hide the glue behind these wonderful areas that are deeply foiled. And then she put the acetate down, and then she did foam tape to lift this piece up. So that way you see the engraving, that foiling on top of that silver. It's just a really nice look. And it's just gorgeous. Then she just foam taped another piece. This is also from that same sheet. So she's used, didn't use the outside frame. Most of these she didn't use, but just a few pieces here. On the inside of her card, that's where she went into the inserts. And this is exactly what they're designed for. You can see it's that ghosted back image. It really lets the other pieces pop. And so that's what she's done. And in this case, she also added, let me show you, in addition to the insert, she also used the silver border dazzle. So you can see a border up there and there. she did a border along here. I forgot to tell you that, didn't I? So just right along that edge, it just blends in nicely with all of the silver that's over here. And she added 2 more of the foil die cuts, and they are just glued straight down. The other thing that she added is these pink diamond sparkles. Now these are self-adhesive, and she doesn't have any on the inside, but on the front she's got one right here. I'm not sure if you can see this, but right there's one, right there, kind of along each of the flowers, and then a little one right there. Just adds a little bit of dimension. So that finishes our very first card, and I think it is smashing. Love it, love it. Okay, we'll slide this over here and bring in another one. Now with this one, Teresa has decided to go with the new slimline style, and this will of course fit into our slimline cards and envelopes. That's very important. Now what she did for her card base is, I have some notes right here, so let me pull those off and I'll explain it. So her card base, and let me open it up to show you. This is just a notation for us here. So she has taken this piece. This is one of the foiled adorable scoreable that's in the card kit, and she has done some cutting. So let me show you. There we go. She has cut 1 inch off of the right hand side, and on this side she's cut 3.5 inches off. So that way it gets her the piece that she wanted. And I think it's really fun that we've got this little swan kind of peeking on the back of our card. Now this makes it, it's going to be 7 inches long. That's also what she wanted. And then you just score it in half. And her favorite way of scoring, of course, is to use the adorable scoreboard that Hunkydory has, and just place it there and just score it right in the center, and that will give you a very crisp cut or crisp score, so that your adorable scoreable is going to fold easily, and your score tool is attached. It's just right there, and I'll show you that again in just a moment. So this begins her card base, so that works out nicely. And then she has gone into that little book of there it is, the little book of Rose Quartz Dreams. Okay, she wanted to use these, and so she has taken this one and she cut out the frame. So this pink frame has been removed, and she's got this area, and so she has placed it right there. And I think that's such a really smart idea. We can get really trapped into thinking, okay, I've got to use this in its entirety, but Teresa's reminded us that you don't have to do it that way. So what she has done else on the front of her card is she has taken this one, Enjoy Your Special Day, and she didn't use this border. She used a border on another sheet that has a darker pink one, and placed it right on top of the border right there. She did leave part of that lighter color showing, and she added foam taped up the Especially For You, foam taped up this one, and then she added some butterflies. Now right there and there and there and there and there and there are these little butterflies, and these are our silver jewel butterflies. You get 192. Now some of them get super, super tiny, as you can see. And I thought it was really smart that she placed some of them on top of the imagery that's drawn on the little book art right there. So I thought that was really clever. I don't know that I would have thought of doing that, but our Teresa did. Now the inside of her card, okay, once again, she is going to the insert. This one you can see the roses and the butterflies coming on up. So she's placed that there, glued it there. Then for the inside of her card, she's taken another framed piece, did the same thing, cut out that silver frame, and just placed this right here. Attach some of the other die cuts, foil die cuts. And then for this butterfly, which, let me bring this back. Okay, there's the insert. So it has a really ghosted back one. But Teresa went to this little sheet that has 3 butterflies on it, and she cut out one of them and simply glued it on top to add that flow of color and art inside her card. Again, more of those butterflies are placed here, and they just finish off that card. Just really, really nicely done. Okay, you ready to see something else that's pretty neato? Well, our Teresa has been so busy, and there is the next card, and there's my cheat little post-it. Okay, look at this. Now you're going to notice to begin with that this acetate is bigger than the card. Well, what Teresa did is she took our regular card and she then cut it down to be 4.5 by 6. Okay, so she just trimmed a little bit off. And then the acetate was cut to be larger. Again, in the gallery down below, you'll get all of those measurements. Now, she used the score tool to make a score line on the acetate. That way it is going to be a really crisp fold. And she did attach it to the back of her card using the extra sticky tape, because you really do want that extra adhesion. Now, look what else she has done. You see how this looks like, kind of like it's a chandelier just dripping with jewels? Well, aptly named, because our silver jewel dazzles that look quite holographic and crazily bright under the camera. But when you see the individual ones, don't they just look beautiful? And it's great because you get 3 different sizes. And she's just placed them dripping down from that foiled acetate. Then she also has placed one of the die cuts right there. And let me show you that sheet. Well, first, let me show you the acetate. Here it is. And you can see, and on the acetate, one side you're going to feel the foiling, and that's going to be the shinier side. The other side will be smooth. And so that's the one that she has used. So you've got quite a bit that's left. Now, down right here, the piece that she used is out of the 8x8 paper. And let me get this. Here it is. So you can see, and the 8x8 papers are single-sided, and so that's just going to give you, there are so many sheets in it. I think that there are 48 sheets, sorry. There's 150 in the little book, 48 in the 8x8. So you can see how she trimmed it down. And again, she let the white card be the matting on her image. And then she has done a couple of other things. So she has added a border of our border dazzles, and that sheet has, or that pack has just a ton of border dazzles in it that for some reason I have misplaced at the moment. Then she also added black jewel dazzles. So can you see right there? Those are black jewel dazzles. There's a black one, great big one, and a little one, kind of making a belt on her dress. And there are more right there. And then also the border dazzles, the silver border dazzles. Now let's go to the inside of her card. And she elected to do something a little different. She has used an insert, and the insert has a top and a bottom. Now, so she was able to use the bottom right here on this side, and then the top area right there. And she still has a part of that insert left. And whoops, there we went fuzzy. Okay, I'll move that out of the camera's way so it can refocus. And then she has also gone back to that little book, and here is Happiness Blooms from Within. Now this was cut down, as you can see. So you just cut it evenly. And look what she did with the dazzles. Isn't that pretty? The black one's there, the silver one's there. And isn't that just so nice to just finish that? Now over here, there's another framed piece. That's right, she cut it out. The woman is into a cutting mode, and placed it here and added another dazzles, and then added one of the foil die cuts right there. So just really a surprising card, and just beautiful. I think that's what she's done on all of these. Okay, we have more to come. I think Teresa had so much fun with all the elements in this pack. Now this is quite a different card. Let me open it. You can see it has a little platform on the inside, and the reason for that, let's see, let me turn the little light on so that you can, okay, look, that's what you're going to see when that card is sitting up. Just really, really lovely. Okay, I'll leave it on. Okay, so the way that you can do this is with a pattern that Teresa has provided. Now, the patterns are always, let me turn it this way. The patterns are always in the gallery. Click on the project that you want, which is going to be this one, and then look at the supply list. At the bottom of the supply list, you'll see free download. Click on that and you can print it off. Now what this does is, this is the pattern, excuse me. It's going to fit on our 5 by 6.5 inch cards, or you can just cut cardstock to be that size. Now the center is a score, so that's what you have on your cards. But you see what Teresa is doing is you're going to cut everything that is a straight line, and you're going to score everything that is a broken line, and that's consistent on everything that Teresa does. So she has done that for me. In fact, on the pattern it will tell you which is a mountain fold and which is a valley fold, but let me just show you that. So this is our card. This is the inside of our card. The fold is going to be there just like it normally is. And then what she's having us do is to get this circle out. And what Teresa has used, and it will make it easier, quite frankly, is the 12 circle and scallops cutting dies. Just an absolute mainstay for the design team here. So she simply runs this through the die cutting machine. She's going to get a perfect circle, and that will be ever so helpful. And then this is going to be, like I said, the folds are going to be, this is going to be a mountain, which goes like that, looks like a mountain, okay, it goes up, a valley, which goes the other way, and then the last one is also going to be folded like so. Okay, I think I will double check against my card. Make sure that I forgot about this one. This is going to be mountain. Okay, so what's going to happen is that with this card, this is going to provide, again, your circle is going to be cut out. This is going to provide a little platform right here. So what does she do with the rest of her card? Well, she used that acetate. So let me show you. Well, you can see it on the card, but this is the acetate that she used, the foiled acetate. Oh, so pretty. And look at it on the card. So she has glued that over the front of her card just to cover up that space. And that gives her a window. It kind of fills in her window. Okay, the other thing that Teresa did is that she cut paper to go right down there. Now, the paper pattern she also gives us because, again, Teresa is cutting inside her card to allow it to be a white border all the way around, okay? So that's also part of the download. So you're going to get two patterns on this particular card. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is that when you are cutting these pieces, the very best way to do it, number one, put it on a self-healing cutting mat, then take a ruler, and we use the Hunkydory ruler because it has a metal edge, and place that, and this is our retractable penknife. This has been a staple with us probably for 10 years, and when you press on the top, it's going to expose the blade. The blade is very fine, and then to retract that, you just press on the button and it retracts. We also have refill blades. So you place it down like this, again on a self-healing mat, and then do your cut line. And then do the same thing right here. You're going to get a very clean line, and it's also going to be safe. We ended up getting these when one of our design team, Susan, inadvertently cut her finger and had to get stitches, and that's not something we want, so we wanted to be safe, and that tool really makes it helpful. Okay, so you've got this, and then what Teresa has used on the front of her card is this. So these are double-sided, and so you can tell that she's used this one to be on the front of her card, so it's going to be like that. It's going to take about half of it. Then on the inside of her card, clever girl, she used the other half of it just to make this strip, and that just worked perfectly. Now, you see this border. Isn't it just beautiful? Well, this is out of our fancy border dazzles. Now these are engraved, so they are transparent. They're on a transparent material, which is why they look so perfect. Well, so perfect whenever they're used. There are gold ones and there are silver ones, and there are, I believe, 20 sheets in here. And so every design that's in gold is also in silver, and we just absolutely love these. And let me just show you. Okay, this is what I mean. They are printed, they're engraved on a transparent material, on plastic, and that way they are going to show whatever you want underneath it, the paper you have or whatever you want. So there it is right at the top. Down at the bottom, Teresa has placed one of the die cuts from the sheet, and let me pull this out to show you. There is the butterfly that she did, and there is the butterfly kisses, and that's going right there. She did put the fancy borders underneath it, and so that kind of peeks off the edge. She has foam taped some of the other die cuts, Hello Beautiful, and that one. Then on the inside of her card, there is another fancy border dazzles and another greeting from a different sheet. So all of that is right there. And as I said, this has an extra surprise that you're going to get the gold glowing candle. Be sure not to use one with a flame, okay? That keep us all safe. Okay, one more card, and then the surprise to show you. Now, with this card, Teresa said two things. Number one, she really loved the little book of the little square book of images, and she really wanted to do something that used a whole bunch of them, okay? So this is an accordion fold book that she has made, or card. So it's going to go out in 4 panels, and then the front of it is like this. So this is what she did. She has cut 2 pieces of cardstock. This is a light pink, but my example is some different colors. So one piece is 11 inches long, 5 1/4 inches tall. And then she did some scoring. So one is at 5 1/4. The other one is at 1/2, and that's right here, that little edge, and then 5 3/4. Okay, so this is going to be one piece of your card. The other piece is this one. It is 10 1/2 inches by 5 1/4, and then it's scored right in the middle at 5 1/4. So it's going to end up being 5 1/4 inches square. So what you're going to do is take our famous extra sticky tape and attach it right, place it right there, and then this is going to go right against the card. Let's see. There we go. Wrong way. There we go. Right like that. So I've got this card folded like this. And then it's going to fold in like so. Okay? So you'll just attach it right there. And then as that folds in, everything will be like so. So this is what she has. Now, what did she do on the front of her card and on all of them? So she has pulled some images, and this is the first one. And it is matted on kind of this maroon or deep, deep rose cardstock. And because you get several sheets of every single design, she has taken a second sheet and she's just cut out the butterfly and then foam taped it flat. Now, the other thing that Teresa told me is that she loves the diamond sparkles. Now, you saw the silver. There's also the rose pink and the jade green, and that is what she has used to make the flowers. And Steve, can we get a little bit closer on this? And she has die cut, there you go. And she has die cut using our tiny flowers and leaves cutting die. This again is just a really good staple one to have. And you can see that she has that swirl of green, those little flowers. She's added them on top. In addition, to get a little bit of sparkle, she used our pink jewel border dazzles. There are 31 borders here. Now the For You, that's in that little oval, well, that's a download. Teresa provides everything for us. And then she used our tiny words and phrases. It's called Set of Tiny Words and Phrases. The brown was on the top, but she used the black. There's also gold and silver inside this pack. So that is our first one. So pretty easy to do. Our second one, she has used another of the pieces right here. And she used the Happy Birthday, more of the jewel dazzles, the border. And I like how she came inside that image. Just makes a really nice frame. For this one, let's see, she has used, well, obviously you can see, this is the one that we used on one of the earlier cards. This time the whole piece is intact. She's done Happy Thoughts. She's added the dazzles, both the silver jewel and the border. So here we go for the next. And this dress looks like this, but she added those tiny flowers and leaves on top, which I think is really fun. She did the border dazzles on each side. Celebrate is right here. And then she's added the silver dazzles. You can see the little ones. And then some black dots on each side. So really nice. Now, this last one is this one. She did trim it down a little bit. And then she added the border dazzles around the edge, another oval, just like she did on the front. Make-A-Wish is there, and then more of the flowers. So she's used every single thing just fully in creating this card. Just really sweet. Now, I said I had something else to show you at the very end. And this is it. In the Rose Quartz collection, there is also a concept cards kit. Now, with their concept cards, what it means is that you will get a style of card, and you can make multiple cards with multiple designs, but that same format. In this case, there are 2 concept cards included, and I made them up just to show you. So there is this one that is a pop-up. Now, I made the butterfly, but there's also the rose and everything else. So these are just, you just pop them out and then look. So there's the back of it. You see the butterflies pop up when you open it, and the wording is there. You can add other things. I did not. I simply did it with the pieces out of the card kit. And you get you can make 4 different styles like this. There are also 4 envelopes included. Then there is this one. So here is the front of the card. You see this rosette around it. And then when you open it like this, this is an easel card. And this is going to stand up like so. Isn't that quite stunning? I will tell you, these are so easy to make. And the directions are included in with the kit. And we did add them to the Money Saver just so that you have more, or you have everything of the Rose Quartz a group to have. So all of those I showed you in the beginning, plus this. Oh, and by the way, you can make 4 of those, and then there are 4 of these little boxes included in the kit. So 4 envelopes, 4 boxes. We have rose quartz dreams everywhere, papers and little books and 8x8, and of course that wonderful foiled acetate, and then the inserts, of course, all of this. It's a wonderful collection, and we're happy to have it. Happy that Teresa had so much fun and so much creativity going on. There is a money saver on the right side of your screen. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, come on over, take advantage. You might as well save some money and get those downloads that are down below and get all of the measurements so you don't have to guess at anything. Thank you so much for joining us. We absolutely love having you. Let me know what you think. Please write in the comments. We absolutely love to hear what you think. And thank you so much for being here and for being, as always, the best part of paperwishes.com.